Hi, I'm Phyllis. My website is southernfrugal.com. Tonight we're going to go ahead and fix some butterscotch pudding. And the reason we are is because this time we're going to do it in the microwave. I had, I think, about 4 comments of ladies who said they fixed their pudding, their cooked pudding, in the microwave. Now, I have fixed it in the microwave in the 1980s, and I don't know why I kind of got out of that and started fixing it in just a regular pot. And of course I've scorched it sometimes, so that's really not a good idea. Better to fix it in the microwave or in a double boiler. So we're going to go with the butterscotch now. I've altered the recipe for me and Mr. Bucky the way we like it. I'm going to give you the original recipe down below, and you can alter it however you want to. So we're going to start out with 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, and it is packed in there, okay, to the 3/4 cup mark. Let me get my spatula here. Alright, to that we're going to add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Using the Argo. I thought I had another type. Hold on, let me find the other one. Hold on. Okay, my error. It's the baking powder that's the Rumford. This is Argo, just regular cornstarch. So we want 2 tablespoons. I'm just smoothing that off with my finger. Now we're going to mix the sugar and the cornstarch, because the sugar helps get the lumps out of the cornstarch. Just mix it in as best you can. And by the way, I've got a little story about the microwaves when they first came out, so we'll be talking about that in just a minute. So what this is going to involve is putting it in the microwave in segments of maybe 1 to 2 minutes each. Now, a little word about the brown sugar. If you get those dark little things in there like that, I love those little things, and I hope that they stay in there in the pudding because I really like them. So I don't try to get those out at all. Alright, now to this we're going to go ahead and add 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Just mix that right in, and I've got a micro-proof bowl here. Make sure y'all can see. Let's move it a little closer. There. Alright, so now we're going to add 2 cups of whole milk, and I'm just going to add part of that right now because I'm going to add my eggs to this mixture right now. So I've got 2 egg yolks. I want to beat those up a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of liquid to it. So we're not having to temper our eggs when we make it in the microwave. So this is really a good idea for those who work and who don't have a lot of time. You can actually make the homemade pudding right in your microwave. Alright, so now we're taking the whisk and we're going to mix, and the reason I didn't add all the milk is because the eggs will mix up better in here if we only add part of the milk in the beginning. That sugar helps break up those eggs. So with this one you'll be doing a lot of whisking. Alright, now we're going to add the rest of our milk. Alright, so we're going to be putting this in the microwave now. And I'm actually going to put it in for about 1.5 minutes before I whisk it again. So we're going to be standing right over there. Let's see if I can move y'all even closer. All right, I actually moved my microwave over to this side of the kitchen, and I don't know why I didn't have it there before, because it's a lot more convenient. All right, we're going to go ahead and put this in. And it is going to be on high for 1 minute and 30 seconds. All right, we're going to start on our story now. We'll just do the story in segments too. So it was the early 1980s, I think it was about 1981, and the microwaves had just come out, and they were humongous. They were just big, big. So where I worked then was a forklift dealership, and I was their full charge bookkeeper there, and we had, I'm going to guess and say we had maybe 25 employees, if that. Well, if you counted the salesman, it probably was 25 employees. So we decided we would like to have a microwave in our little lunchroom, which was upstairs. So we were trying to figure out how we could get it, because we felt like our owner would not agree to it, because at that point the microwaves were over $300. So we thought, well, what can we do? We'll just start making cakes and cookies and sell them to each other, and see how long it's going to take us to come up with what we were thinking was about $350. So that's what we did. Some of us made cakes, and we'd sell each other a piece of the cake for $1, and some of us made cookies and whatever. And so after, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, we had about $150. And we were thinking, oh man, this is going to take a long time. All right, hold on, we're going to do the whisk now. So all I'm going to do, you know that in the microwave, this is going to get thicker at the bottom, so this is why you have to do the whisk. Alright, back here it goes. Alright, we're doing 1 more minute. I gotta find out what that is. Hold on. Alright, we are back, and Mr. Bucky and I have no idea where that music is coming from. It sounds like the Ice Cream Man, but I can't believe he'd be coming around this late, but apparently he is. Anyway, back to our story. So we had come up with about $150, and of course we were all eating a lot of cake and cookies, and so we were thinking, boy, this is going to take a long time. And so the person that was in the sales department, all right, got a whisk again. Just stir it around. Of course, my bowl's getting a little warm now. All right. So we were thinking it's going to take a long time. So what we ended up doing, the person who was sort of the sales secretary and sales coordinator said she remembered someone that traded in a forklift, and it was an electric forklift, and it had a big battery on it, and they had it had been sitting in the parts department, and so our parts manager said, I want to get rid of that thing. It's been sitting here forever, and it's taken up too much room. So sure enough, our sales coordinator said, well, let's see if we can get some money out of it. So she called around, and sure enough, we were able to sell that battery to a battery company that wasn't far from our company, and they gave her $200. So we had $350. So we were able to get our microwave. Now, it was huge, y'all. I mean, it was just huge. So anyway, we had a person that used to go around and get parts for, all right, hold on. Whisk again. Now we don't want this to boil. We just want it to come up just before boiling. Now I can be sure that the egg yolks are certainly cooked by now, or well on their way. Alright, let's just let that sit there just a minute this time. Alright, because I want to finish my story. So we had the money, and so all dealerships have they call them gophers, someone usually in the parts department that goes around to other places to pick up parts for different brand names of cars or forklifts in our case. And so he was getting ready to go on a run, we call it, and we said, well, here, take the money, and we'd already picked out the microwave we wanted, go by this certain place, and this is the microwave we want, and bring it back. So that's what he did, and again, it was humongous. So they took it upstairs and put it on the counter, and of course we unboxed it and everything, and there was an instruction book and quite a few recipes in there. So they all kind of determined I would be the one to take the book home to read the instructions. So that's what I did, and it was very, very interesting. All right, let's go ahead and start this again now. So I took it home that night and read all through it, and I thought, well, it'd be a great idea. Tomorrow at lunchtime I'm going to do a demonstration. So I took 2 pieces of bacon and 1 egg, and I was going to show them how you could make the egg in a little cup in the microwave and how you could cook the bacon. So it was lunchtime, and I think about 6 of the guys, the mechanics and the service manager, several people were up in the cafeteria. It wasn't a real big room, but anyway, so I was telling them how they could use it. You know, bring something from home, like a plate of leftovers from their supper the night before, put it in the fridge, because we had a big refrigerator, and then you could warm it up in the microwave. So, and I showed them that we're going to be able to cook, I'm going to cook an egg and 2 pieces of bacon. That's going to be my lunch. So I mixed the egg up in the little cup. All right, hold on. So now it's getting thick. Let me see if y'all can see that. See how it's getting thick on the side? So now we're going to whisk it in, get it all mixed in, because we sure don't want it lumpy. And again, we definitely do not want it to boil. All right, I'm going to leave it sitting there for just a minute. All right, so I cooked the bacon. I rolled it up in paper towels just like the directions said, and the bacon came out real nice and crispy, and everyone was so impressed. And they were coming up with all these ideas that they could do. They could, you know, boil water and fix them some hot chocolate. They could warm up leftovers, all kinds of stuff. So then I decided it was time for me to fix the egg. And you put it in a little cup, I think it was a paper cup, and, you know, beat it up a little bit and put it in the microwave on a certain amount of time. And so everybody was anxiously watching for when I would take it out. And so I cooked it just according to the directions, and I took the cup out. And I was showing them, they were all so impressed. And I had the cup like that, and so they could see inside the cup how it was completely cooked. And all of a sudden, it came out of the cup, and it was like a rubber ball. It bounced on the floor and rolled under the table where the guys were sitting in all their dirty shoes and everything, and everybody was just falling over laughing. And I had no idea it was going to do that, but it was really like a rubber ball. It just bounced on the floor. So everybody got a good laugh out of it, but we did start using the microwave a lot then. And usually, I'd say several of the guys would bring leftovers from, and some of us girls did too, from our meal maybe the night before, and it saved us a lot of money, it really did. But anyway, that's the story of the microwave we bought. Now later on, I got myself a microwave, I guess about a year or so later, and I started fixing stuff in the microwave. And then after Mr. Bucky and I met and got married, one Sunday afternoon, he wanted some banana pudding. Now, I had the bananas and all that, and I said, well, I'm just going to see if I can't fix this pudding in the microwave, and that's what I did, and it worked. It worked great. Saved me a lot of time. So, and I don't know how I got out of it, but thank y'all all that wrote in the comments and mentioned you fix your pudding in the microwave, because it really saves a lot of time, but you do have to stand there and keep whisking it around. All right, we're going to put it back in now. And the reason you have to keep doing this, because it's going to cook around the outside edge and on the bottom, and you want to keep whisking it to keep it smooth, really. All right. All right, we're back in now. We're going to do another minute. Yeah, so do y'all have some stories when y'all first got your microwave? It really was funny. Now, one of the guys, and he was one of our best mechanics too, by the way, decided he would fix a turned over egg in the microwave upstairs at lunchtime. And he did, and he went to eat it, and he stuck it, he had the plate up and he stuck the fork in it and it exploded and had a humongous blister on his lip. So we really all kind of learned together what worked and what didn't work. Now, I'll have to say that the guys weren't very good at cleaning out the microwave. The stuff popped everywhere. Us girls were always having to go up and clean out the inside of the microwave. I don't think a single one of them ever cleaned it out, to my knowledge. But anyway, it worked out really, really well. All right, let's see what this looks like now. All right, so I've got a little more that's cooked on the outside edge. We want to just whisk that in. Back in it goes. And again, we do not want this to boil, because it could curdle the milk if you let it boil. I mean, it doesn't always curdle it, but sometimes it does. So y'all write in the comments about your experience with microwaves. Now, I did have a microwave. I called it, my microwave blew up. But I was using it, but I was all the way across the kitchen. I don't even remember what I had in it. And all of a sudden it just went poof and made this real loud noise and blew the door open of the microwave, and it died then. And I mean, what I had in it didn't explode or anything, but the microwave itself kind of made a booming noise. So I figured that was the end of that microwave, and it was. But I never had another one do like that. All right, we got 8 more seconds. And again, you try your best to not let it boil. All right, this bowl's getting hot now, but I want y'all to see this. Can y'all see that little place in the middle there? That's still liquid, but see how much of it is cooked around the edge? So what we want to do is whisk it again. It's almost ready. And I hope y'all are keeping track of how many 1-minute segments we used. All right, I think it's going to take just 1 more minute. And remember, with the microwave, because it's vibrating all the moisture molecules in there, it keeps cooking even after you take it out of the microwave. All right, we're going to do 1 more minute. Yeah, so y'all make comments on your experience with your first microwave. Now, some people, of course, don't like microwaves. They say they're dangerous and all that. I don't quite understand all that, but because most people use microwaves now. Anyway, yeah, so that forklift dealership where I worked, we all had a good time. We were kind of like a little family there. We all liked to work together. And when I first went there, they never made any money, you know, when we did the monthly books. And we kind of all got together and figured out how we needed to make money to keep the dealership going. And because, I mean, after all, it was our jobs, right? So we all worked together and got it in a profitable position after about 2 years. So it worked out really well. A lot of really nice people worked there. All right, this should be it. All is trying to boil a little bit around the edges. So what we're going to do now, we're not going to put it back in now. Try to boil just a little bit, so you want to whisk it more. Now, remember I said I wasn't going to go by the exact recipe. So the recipe for the butterscotch calls for 1 tablespoon for the butterscotch. I'm going to go ahead and put 2 tablespoons of butter, just to make it richer. Now, when you make this, you must stop the microwave and whisk it. If you don't, it's not going to be a pretty sight, and it could even boil over in the bowl. You need to stop it and whisk it. And I hope y'all were counting how many times I did that, because I was not counting. I'm just dissolving that butter. And I noticed a lot of y'all said you like the skim on the top of pudding. Ooh, that's my favorite part, y'all. It really is. Alright, so all our butter has been incorporated now. And again, I'm going to add vanilla, even though the butterscotch recipe does not call for vanilla. I'm going to at least add maybe a half a teaspoon. Whisk that up. Now, remember, it's still cooking because we put it in the microwave, so it's still cooking a little bit. Alright, looks pretty smooth, doesn't it? And the reason for that is because we kept using the whisk about every minute. And also, another thing that can make it go a little faster is if you warm up your milk. Of course, don't have your milk boiling, but you could warm the milk up, and that would speed up everything too. Alright, so we're going to let this cool a little bit, and then we'll dump it in the bowls, and then we're going to have some of it. Alright, y'all, we'll be back in 5 or 10 minutes. Alright, here we go. Gonna give it a taste. It's still pretty hot. Again, it doesn't cool as fast when you make it in the microwave because those molecules keep vibrating. Anyway, we're gonna taste one little side of it. It's my favorite, y'all. It's hard to let that skim form over it. And one of the ladies wrote in and said that she poured hers out in a, I don't remember if she said a pan or a long casserole or something, so it would only be a little bit thick so it would form the skim over the whole thing. I'm for that one. Alright, y'all, we will see y'all next time. I hope you'll try this in the microwave. For those who work, it is really quick. I mean, it really, I didn't time it because I was too busy telling my story, but I think, let me just guess and say no more than about 12 to 15 minutes, you can have it all ready. It's going to be hot though, and that's something you need to remember. When you make it in the microwave, it stays hot for a pretty long time, so you don't want your children, eating it when it's hot because they'll burn their mouth. All right, y'all, we will see y'all next time. Bye for now.